Welcome back. Kevin with Everglades Canine Academy. And today I'm continuing to work with Leo, the Sheepadoodle. Just to give you like a little update, we have done some videos on some doorway manners. We've done some videos on loading his marker. We've started conditioning him a little bit to the mini educator e-collar, which has been working really well. Still need to do a lot of work on this, but it's been going okay so far. Just doing a little conditioning every day. Leave it. Leave it. Nope. There we go. And I'm kind of like using, he likes to pull a little bit, so I am starting to communicate a little bit with him with the e-collar. Yes. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to start working him on place. I'm also going to start including the e-collar and using some pressure work with him getting on place. And I'm just going to kind of demonstrate why I like the place command. The place command is a great command to practice obedience training with your dog. One of my favorites, only because, obviously it's a command in itself. You can have your dog place on multiple different objects, whatever the dog can jump on. In this instance, I'm using like a place cot. Um, and this is a brand and a product that I really like. It's called Four Pets, Four Legs. Very durable placemats. I've even left these like outside in the Florida sun and rain for like months, and they've still held up really well. But the place command is great because you can work so many different obedience commands from working the place command. This is why I always, teach my clients how to do this. Is nope, there we go. Good, yes. So when he wants to itch the e-collar, sorry, I know I'm kind of going on tangents, but when he wants to itch the e-collar, I'm actually putting a little pressure on him to tell him not to do it. And then when he stops, I'm rewarding him. All right. So like everything is being communicated through this e-collar and stimulus. And it's just a great way. I don't have to raise my voice to him. I don't have to overcorrect him. I can communicate with him pretty easily. And notice I'm still using the leash. So he's not at the point where I can take him off leash and he knows what this is. All right. Good. Yes. So even then when he's trying to pull me, I'm just using a little bit of stim on him and then getting him to redirect back to me. Now back to what we were saying. Leo, leave it out. So let's see if we can use the e-collar. No, out. Nope, nope. Good. Good. Yes. There we go. Right. So he wants to pull and he wants to chew on some sort of stick over there, but we're just going to kind of communicate with him through the e-collar and put pressure on him, physical pressure on the leash. Right. And so in order for him to turn the pressure off, he really has to just listen to the pressure on the leash, listen to me, and then he gets rewarded. But the place command is a great way to work multiple different obedience commands. For example, we can work our reward marker, right? He's on place. Yes. There we go. Now, in theory, he shouldn't get off the placemat until I say yes and give him his reward marker. Leo, place, leave it. Good. And I think his owners, good boy. I think his owners have still been or have already worked on him going on place a little bit. No. And it's almost the same with doorway manners. When he looks down and he wants to break, that's when I want to correct him. Good boy. And I'm going to reward duration, so I get to work on him holding a position. Let's see if we can get him into a down. I'm going to lure down. I'm not using the e-collar for any of this. Good boy. Let's reward him in a down. Lay down. Good boy. Good. Here we go. Just put a little bit of kibble on the mat. And also, he's hungry right now. It's mealtime. I didn't give him a full breakfast because I knew I wanted to work him a little bit today. So it's a really good tool, the placemat or using the place command for duration, right? When we do duration, good. We just go to the dog and reward the dog for staying there, right? So I don't even really need to say stay. Stay is implied in the place command. Good boy. And then we're going to release him with a reward marker. Once he looks at us too, we want eye contact. Are you a good boy? Yes. There we go. Now we're starting to get some really good baseline communication with the dog. Okay. All right. So the place command is something that I work multiple different commands off of. And one of the most important things that I use the place command for is also teaching the dog what no means. No, when the dog tries to get off the placemat, I am going to start using corrections, right? I want to use corrections to tell him to get back on the mat. Yes, there we go. Because he's only allowed to get off until I give him his reward marker. Okay, that's the thing. So let's see if we can work a couple corrections. Leo, drop it. Nope, drop it. So I'm using stem, drop it. Stem. Let's see if I can grab this. Nope, drop it. There we go. Out, place. Good. Just a little bit of communication with him. He wants to tear up this little weed. Get rid of that. Leo, place. There we go. Good boy. No. He's a very mouthy dog. Good. Yes. Good boy. But working this place command helps me. Come. Place. Good boy. No. See, there we go. Now I'm able to work a correction with him. All right, so he wants to get off the placemat. And I move around. All right, if he does break, his head will go down first to look at the ground. And then I will close spatial pressure. So I'm not even using the eCollar for corrections. Yes, now he's holding it really well. And I want to reward him off of that placemat. Good boy. Good boy. We'll do a little walking. His parents taught him to go between the legs, so he loves doing that, which is fine. Leo, come. Yes, there we go. So I'm definitely using the eCollar for recall. All right, he wants to keep dragging me up towards the grass because there's little sticks and stuff. So I'm really just putting some pressure on him and popping with the leash to get him to come to me. And then once he does start coming to me, then I stop stimming on the eCollar. Okay, we can try that again. Leo, come. Yes. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. And he's not really chewing on the leash too much. He usually likes to chew on the leash. So maybe he's getting over that. Leo, come. So pressure on the eCollar, pressure on the leash. There we go. Yes. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just applying a little bit more pressure as he's not listening to me, but I'm maintaining the pressure on the leash. Right? And recall is one of those things where it's really, really important. It's the most important thing. Leo, come. Pressure, pressure. Yes. Once he comes towards me, then I'm turning the pressure off. All right. And working at very low numbers, I think he was up to maybe 10 at one point. 10 out of 100. Leo, come. Yes. That time, no stim. Right? So I kind of use the stimulation to put pressure on him if he doesn't listen to me. And I'm pairing with the physical pulling of the leash. If I wasn't using the leash, then he would probably be very confused on where the stimulation's coming from. Leo, come. Yes. Right? So he doesn't want to listen right away. You can see he's like, his nose is in the ground. Leo, come. Pressure. Pressure with the stem. Turning up the pressure a little bit as he's blowing me off. Yes. Once he starts coming to me, then I mark and reward. Okay, that's very, very important. We're starting to solidify some of this eCollar training. I really want him listening to me right away. Leo, come. Blowing me off again. Pressure on the leash. Pressure on the eCollar. Yes, there we go. Very good. And then reward once he comes to me. Okay. All right, so no recall this time. I'm not going to call his. There we go. Yes. So I didn't use any recall. I didn't use any pressure. He just kind of turned to me because I'm starting to condition him to look at me, which is what I really want. All right. We're going to do. So a little pressure on the eCollar. Yes. There we go. Very good. Very good. Leo has tremendous spirit. So he's a good candidate to put pressure on. Leo, come. Yes. There we go. So once I started stimming, then he got his nose off the ground and he started coming to me. Right? His place exercise is turning into a recall exercise now. Good boy. Are you such a good boy? All right, so let's do no verbal recall. Let's just do stim and pressure. Because no matter what, once he feels that pressure, I want him to start coming towards me. And eventually we'll transfer all this knowledge to the handler and the owner. So nothing yet. I'm just waiting. Here we go. Getting sidetracked. Yes. There we go. Once he starts feeling that pressure, he kind of stops what he's doing and he starts to come to me. Still a little lazy with it, but that's okay. That's okay. We're learning. Okay, let's try some verbal. Leo, come. Yes. There we go. Notice I'm not repeating my command, okay? I don't want to repeat that recall command. All right. I really want to make sure that if he doesn't come when he's called, sometimes dogs will start coming to you, then they'll turn directions because they'll get sidetracked and they'll want to start doing something else. That's when you start applying pressure on them, okay? Let's work this place command a little bit. Leo, place. Right nose to the ground. Let's do a little e-collar stem. There we go. Nope. Good. Nope. There we go. Good. Good boy. Yes. There we go. With a little confusion of what he wants, he was kind of on and off the placemat. That's why I'm rewarding him right away when he gets on the placemat, because I want him to know that's what I want. Leo, come. Yes. Come get it, buddy. Good boy. All right, let's do a little pressure into sit. All right, so I'm going to stim and pull up on the leash. So pressure on the leash. Yes. There we go. So we're all really just trying to condition pressure into him so he can turn off that pressure when he does what I want him to do. All right, Leo, come. Good. Sit. Yes. Very good. Let's do a little bit more sit. Sit's a good conditioning tool, right? So I'm going to pull up on the leash and I'm going to stim at the same time. Yes. Since he's already pretty well conditioned to the leash pressure, this is how he can understand what the stim is, right? We're trying to teach him that the stimulation is the same thing as the leash. Now I'm just stimming. Yes. Stimming and putting a little pressure on the leash. Trying to condition him that the stim is me. It's not coming from the environment. The stimulation is coming from me. So stimming, pulling on the leash. Good boy. Sit. Yes. There we go. Stimming through all that pressure. Okay. Just for reference, right now I'm on 4. So my numbers are changing depending on how distracted he is. Okay, so let's just do some pressure and some stim. There we go. I didn't stim, I didn't pressure. He's just coming to me now because he's starting to condition. Leo, place. Yes. There we go. Good boy. All right, so we got a lot of things going on in this training session right now. All right, this is why I always say consult a professional when you start doing eCollar work, because to do it right, it takes a lot. There's a lot of things going on. Let's try this recall again. Good boy. Nose to the ground. Good. Sit. Yes. There we go. He's listening quite well. All right. Not a bad session for today. One of the things we have to do, what I have to start working on with him, is getting him just to look up a little bit more, right? He really just wants to have his nose on the ground, sniffing everything, which is very, very natural for a dog. They just, they live by their nose. But, we need like this when he wants to pull to where he wants to go. That's just conditioning from how he was taught on the leash, that he just needs to pull somewhere. I think he's really strong enough to pull his clients. And so he just pulls his clients wherever he wants to go, and he gets to his destination. So he's just conditioned. He's like thinking all I need to do is just pull and I'll get there. So we kind of need to reverse that a little bit. Anytime he's pulling on me, I usually pull back or go the opposite direction. That way he doesn't figure out that he can just get anywhere by pulling. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to end this little session. When you're training your dog, just try to keep the sessions somewhat short. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, then give it a break, then come back to it again later in the day. And that's how you really start building up that good bond with your dog. You don't really want to train them for 30, 40 minutes. It's really not healthy for the dog. They'll start disengaging and they'll start wanting to get away from you. But, 10 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, be done with it. It's hot out. We're working in the shade, but it's still hot. So basically I have a really nice air conditioned kennel room. So I put him in the kennel room in between these little sessions that I do throughout the day. And he gets to cool off. He gets some water. And then I bring him back out and I do it again. All right. So that's kind of when you're at home and you're training your dog. That's Leo, place. That's how you want to do that in short sessions. And I really, really say you guys should use the kennel a lot. Like if you really want to get into a good groove with training, don't give your dog too much free time in the first year of his life, right? So quickly, people just want the dog to be acclimated to the house. So they just let the dog on the couch. They let the dog in bed. They leave the house and let the dog free roam. I am notorious for locking my dogs up if I cannot be there with them. So when I go to the grocery store, when I do my lessons, anytime I'm leaving the house, my dogs go into the kennel. That way I know they're not developing nuisance behaviors. And I want them, when they're out of the kennel, I want them to be with me very focused. Yes. That's how we start getting a really well-trained dog, is that really they need to learn their boundaries, and it takes a little bit depending on how busy your schedule is. So, utilize your kennel, utilize some good obedience training and your pack structure training in the house, right? Have boundaries in the house, and that's how you'll start to get like a well-rounded, well-behaved dog. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you've been here this long, we'll see you on the next session. And always remember, happy training.